So that'll get us to our first item. Peter Ryan, item 7. Thank you.
Deja vu all over again. Right. This is the key organisational results. They're very steady with previous months. In fact, they're probably what we're looking at for year end. And look, we're given that it's been an exceptionally difficult year, there's a lot of green in there. Levels of service, watch list projects, planning for future capital projects, and OPEX budgets all green. I'm probably not going to dwell on the detail of them, but maybe go off on just a little observation about the year to come. For a lot of those targets where we're achieving them, and look, a win is a win, green is green, but I'm just sort of putting up a little flag to say some of those greens are thin. Levels of service, 1% above target. Capital planning, 1%. OPEX, 1.5 mil out of 675. What I'm trying to say is we're looking ahead at the mechanisms we've got in place for the year to come. We've got mechanisms around accountability and performance reporting, and we're going to try to maintain a strong focus on that so that none of those things slip and they actually go forward and up rather than slip backwards, because the margins are thin. Again, stressing a difficult year, a win is a win, but we're just looking to the future on making sure we keep that focus there on achieving what we've got. So that's just like a cautionary note looking forward. Other than that, the results are extremely consistent with the last 6 months. I've never seen a set that has been so steady for so long, which is good because that means there's no volatility in it. And our forecasting is turning out to be very accurate. So at that point, I really would open it up, I guess, to questions.
Thank you, Peter. That's really useful. Are there any questions for Peter? Yanni.
Yeah, thank you. I was just a little bit concerned with the noise responsiveness. I mean, it's sort of an ongoing issue in my area where people are quite frustrated, and I'm not sure whether it's the response time or the inability to actually control the activity. But given that we're not meeting our KPI, and it says that we're going to work with the contractor to put steps in place, I just wondered, would we be able to just get a bit like we've done in the past with like water leaks or with odour reports where we're not meeting our KPIs, would we be able to get a sense of a breakdown of where the noise complaints are coming from and whether there's any particular area that's not being responded to?
I'm sure that can be done, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'll come back to the next meeting with some feedback from the head off.
Yeah, okay. I think that would be good. Yeah, that would be cool.
But the purpose of understanding the areas would be what?
So to understand if there's areas of where we're getting complaints where we're not meeting the KPI, like with the target, obviously it's quite hard to see if there's a geographic area, for example, that's repeatedly not meeting the KPI.
Okay.
So it's to understand if there's issues. I mean, the issue I'm aware of in my area is obviously the industrial type of complaints that people are repeatedly logging. But yeah, I just think it would be good just to have a little bit more understanding about what is being done to...
Okay.
To clarify, just so it's not like going to noise complaints about parties and things, it's actually the ongoing industrial noises.
Well, I don't know. That's the point. So what I'm trying to understand is like if someone's having a party and Armour Guard or noise control responds straight away and they're meeting the KPIs around the parties, but they're not meeting the KPIs around the industrial area, or is it just kind of, like, is it on the peninsula?
Okay, no, that's cool.
Yeah,
right.
So the peninsula has a separate response time.
Yeah.
Because of the distances.
So you're happy to take that away?
Yep, got it.
Great. Anything else from anyone? Tim?
Yeah, just a quick one. Where it comes to overall regional sports organisation satisfaction with the standard of city councils provided sports surfaces, I've gone out and had a look at a few, and the rain has been horrendous, and so it's kind of like setting staff up for something that's impossible to do because it's just saturated. But I'm just wondering if we could just get a note back from the parks just to say that they are working with them and looking at them, because I think it's, if you looked at that, it's kind of unfair. I think anyway. So if we just could get a comment from staff on that.
Yep, will do. Just worth adding a little context there that the survey will have been from back in February,
Okay, yeah,
so it may not entirely be the recent rain.
okay.
That's the factor there.
Do know though that the last season they were having trouble with mowing because of the moisture and the heat, and so it's an ongoing thing, I think.
It's been 2 wet, cool summers in a row.
Yeah. So yeah, I just don't want to set our staff up for failure, you know.
Understood.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thanks, Tim. Tyler, and then we'll.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool. Kia ora, Peter. Hey, just one quick question around the deliverability of the non-key projects at 77%. Can you talk a little bit on that as to why it would be at 77? And is that, how does that look to last season around delivering those non-key projects for comparison?
Look, I can, but you're going to have Richard here very shortly doing a specific breakdown on capital. And look, honestly, he knows about 10 times more than I do. I think it would be smarter to hear his view on that specific question than mine.
Cool. No, that's cool.
Do that in the next one, next one, Tyler. That'd be cool.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, I guess the focus of this one will really be next month. I would have thought when we get to year end, and then we can obviously feed that into how we look at the LTP as well. So, Mark looks like he's happy to first move it. Kelly's happy to second it. Any discussion? All in favour? Against? That's carried. Thank you, Peter. That's great.